Hello everybody and welcome here to my another wrestling predictions for the next pay-per-view of the WWE as we are heading to Night of Champions on Saturday, and we'll be live in Saudi Arabia for that event coming up in a couple days. And this video here is my prediction of Night of Champions. And now my official prediction first here of the King of the Ring finals between the Apex Predator, the Viper Randy Orton, and also Cody Rhodes as well. And there's a lot to fight for between these two men, as we know that Randy Orton, the Apex Predator, Cody Rhodes were actually a stable group once upon a time as part of the Legacy from 2008 to 2010. And obviously those two men went their separate ways when Cody Rhodes couldn't find his way to the top of the WWE. Always that main eventer in his first run in the WWE. But on the other hand, for Randy Orton, since leaving Legacy, he's always been that main eventer and a guy that WWE relies on from then until now. And we know obviously Cody Rhodes left the WWE in 2016, established himself as, let's say, the American Nightmare gimmick in AEW and also in TNA as well. Got back to WWE 3 years ago, and he actually finished off the story off at WrestleMania 40 and defeated Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Heavyweight Champion. And then he lost the title to John Cena the following WrestleMania this year. And now he wants to hum back that championship title to fight Cena, hopefully so, at SummerSlam. And in terms of this prediction between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, these two men want a piece of John Cena. These two men want a shot for the WWE World Undisputed Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam to try and catch up and chase John Cena for the title. But there's going to be one winner out of that matchup at Night of Champions to go on to SummerSlam to take on John Cena, as we probably definitely will be John Cena rather than Gunther. I feel that these two men have got some unfinished business to take care of with John Cena, since Cena had a rivalry with Randy at Backlash, and also Cody Rhodes wants vengeance after losing the WWE Undisputed Champion at WrestleMania, and also ever since when Cody Rhodes was attacked by Cena when Cena on that night turned heel at the Elimination Chamber. So it will go down the wire, this matchup, obviously so. But if I got to pick a winner between Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton, I'm going to pick the American Nightmare Cody to become the winner of that matchup at Night of Champions, because he's got some unfinished business to take care of with John Cena. And he is the company guy now, Cody Rhodes. He is that main eventer now that Triple H actually believes and also has got a lot of faith in. And I really hope that at SummerSlam that Cody Rhodes can actually win at Saturday and go on to take on John Cena and hopefully clinch the WWE Undisputed Champion at SummerSlam, hopefully so, if Cody Rhodes wins from Saturday. And now we go on to the next matchup between the Queen of the Ring, as we have the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, will take on Jade Cargill, as the winner of that matchup will receive a championship match for the WWE World Women's Champion at SummerSlam. I don't really know much about, obviously, women's wrestling as much comparison to the men's, but what I've seen in the past few weeks on Monday Night Raw, Asuka made her return back to the WWE. She won in her respective matches to try and qualify for the Queen of the Ring finals to take on Jade Cargill. But as for Jade Cargill, yeah, that let's say that size, Jade Cargill, that strong, power lifter, let's say a bit of China vibes from Jade Cargill, that same physique comparison to her many years ago. And I reckon that WWE should push Jade Cargill comparison to Asuka. I remember Asuka a few times was pushed in the women's Raw stuff, but I do think that Jade Cargill deserves, let's say, that breakthrough, I think, in terms of fighting now for the WWE Women's Championship title. So in my personal opinion, I'm going to go for Jade Cargill to become the Queen of the Ring winner come Night of Champions, and she'll go on to fight against the Women's Champion at SummerSlam, or the winner of her choosing come Saturday. And now my official prediction between the United States Championship matchup between Jacob Fatu and also Solo Sikoa. These two men were the bloodline, but now Jacob Fatu turned on Solo at Money in the Bank and grabbed Solo while Solo Sikoa was trying to get the briefcase. But then Jacob Fatu said, "I hate you," and he dragged him down from the ladder and he hit the super kick right into the jaw of Solo to make sure that Seth Rollins becomes the Money in the Bank winner from last few weeks ago. And now it comes down to a feud now, because ever since when JC Mateo arrived in the WWE at Backlash, Jacob Fatu has seen a little bit of differences in this bloodline. Don't really see eye to eye such as Solo before he turned on Solo at Money in the Bank. I've seen, let's say, patches of Jacob Fatu will definitely eventually turn on Solo due to the fact that he's a US champion, a top wrestler, and also a guy that Triple H believes that he could really be the real main eventer in the future in the WWE. And not just that, his ability in the ring. You know, look at the size of Jacob Fatu. A big man, but he can move so quickly in the ring when it comes to finishes. You know, when it comes to picking opponents up in the air and slamming down to the floor, and also jumping on top of the ropes and jumped on top of everybody who stands across with Jacob Fatu. And he's got a real attribute, let's say, in terms of his size in the ring. He can move like, let's say, a quick, let's say, athlete could possibly do. And I would say that it wouldn't surprise me if Jacob Fatu retains the US Championship title at Night of Champions. And I do think, 99% sure, Jacob Fatu will go and win the matchup. Forget about JC Mateo. Forget about him is now alongside, obviously, with Solo Sikoa. I do think that Jacob Fatu can do it all by himself. And I do think that Jacob Fatu will go to Riyadh in Saudi Arabia and retain the United States Championship title. And I'm going for Jacob Fatu to win on Saturday. And now my official predictions at the street fight matchup between Rhea Bloody Ripley and also Raquel Rodriguez. These two women, obviously the ex-Judgment Day member Rhea Ripley versus one half of the tag team champions, of the women's tag team champions, Raquel Rodriguez, is also a part now as a current member of the Judgment Day, will go across each other inside the ring come Saturday. We know how big this match will really be in terms of Rhea Ripley and also as well Raquel Rodriguez, as it all came down to when obviously Raquel Rodriguez interfered in Rhea Ripley's Queen of the Ring qualifier matchup on behalf of her tag team partner Liv Morgan. And that's how it came down to costing her chance on going on to the Queen of the Ring finals to take on Asuka. But however, it wasn't to be, obviously, unfortunately, there for Rhea Ripley to qualify. I think it was actually Asuka and Rhea Ripley, I do think, was involved in that match. I'm not quite sure because I don't really watch women's wrestling, but what I've heard and what I've seen on the clips and that, I've seen that Raquel Rodriguez has got some business to take care of with Rhea Ripley come the street fight at Night of Champions. But in my opinion, in terms of my prediction in that match, I do think that Rhea Ripley wants to set her revenge on Raquel Rodriguez for obviously interfering in a Queen of the Ring qualifier matchup to try and qualify in that Night of Champions matchup. I do think that Rhea Ripley will definitely not take no for an answer, and I think Rhea Bloody Ripley will defeat Raquel Rodriguez at Night of Champions in a street fight come Saturday. And now we go to my prediction between Karrion Kross and also Sami Zayn. And I have not seen much of Karrion Kross involved inside the ring, wrestling inside the ring as such. I've always seen Karrion Kross now backstage, you know, talking to AJ Styles, trying to get into his head, now trying to get into Sami Zayn's head backstage. And Sami Zayn did not take no for an answer. And Sami Zayn laid it onto Karrion Kross and punched him right in the face backstage. And then, obviously, Adam Pearce made that match official that Sami Zayn will take on Karrion Kross at Night of Champions. And that will be a very big matchup, I've got to say, between Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Sami Zayn feels bitter. He feels disappointed they could not become the finals involved in the match with Cody Rhodes at that King of the Ring finals, because he lost on SmackDown, and then on Monday Night Raw a few days later, Karrion Kross tried to get inside the head to Sami Zayn about that matchup with him losing to Randy Orton, and then Sami Zayn laid it on Karrion Kross, and that's why the match has now been official come Night of Champions in a couple of days from now in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. But in my prediction in that matchup come Night of Champions, I do think easily Sami Zayn will definitely win that matchup, because, you know, get inside the head of Sami Zayn, telling him he'll never become a World Heavyweight Champion at all in the whole of the WWE, and then Sami Zayn laid it to Karrion. I really think that Sami Zayn will definitely teach Karrion Kross a lesson to shut his mouth about him not winning, never in his whole career, the World Heavyweight Championship title. That will get inside the head of Sami Zayn come Night of Champions, and I think Sami Zayn will become the winner, and he will defeat Karrion Kross at Night of Champions. And now we go to the main event here of this Saturday's pay-per-view of Night of Champions. Between these two men have got that rivalry, that history between each other through the years. It's John Cena, the WWE Undisputed Champion, taking on against CM Punk for the championship title at Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. History has repeated itself again, because 14 years ago, CM Punk hit the pipe bomb, trash talk about John Cena while Cena was down 14 years ago through a table many years ago, and CM Punk, let's say, ran his mouth about John Cena on the night. And then a few weeks later, from that pipe bomb, he became the WWE Champion. And now, 14 years later, John Cena did that exact same thing what Punk did to him 14 years ago, and reverse promo of now Cena now talking trash about Punk while Cena AA'd him through the table, and he got things off his chest, a pipe bomb to Punk at SmackDown before their match at Night of Champions, pretty much mocking CM Punk 14 years back. And he's done the exact same thing back to Punk way back on SmackDown a few weeks back. And talking about this matchup at Saudi Arabia, CM Punk, this will be the last time we'll ever see CM Punk and John Cena stare each other inside the ring one last time. I don't think Punk will have another matchup ever again with John Cena, due to the fact that there's probably more stars, you know, top stars will probably want a piece of John Cena before he walks out and leaves the WWE later in the year. So in terms of the matchup and my prediction, in fact, between Punk and Cena, I do think that John Cena will definitely win the matchup against Punk, because it's his final year as a competitive wrestler inside the ring. And I've said this before in my other predictions, that John Cena will go all the way to December as the Undisputed Champion, and we'll see by then if he leaves as the last real champion of the WWE, or will be someone else could take the title away from him. But how I see the storyline goes with John Cena, I think he'll take the championship title until later of the year, until he actually retires from the WWE later in the year, in my personal opinion. So I do think easily in this matchup come Night of Champions in a couple of days from now, I'm going to go for John Cena to actually capture and retain the WWE Undisputed Champion on the night in a couple of days from now in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. And that's all we have time for here for my Night of Champions predictions here on this YouTube channel. And if you'd like to see more of this content, go and give my TGI Wrestling Productions a massive subscribe if you want more of predictions And also, if you like this video specifically, please leave a like or share this video also. So thank you all for watching this content of my predictions for Night of Champions, and we'll find out of the Night of Champions who will leave as the King of the Ring winner to take on John Cena, definitely in my opinion at SummerSlam, between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. And also, will John Cena retain the championship over Punk? Likely, I think it will happen, but what you guys all think in the comments down below. Do you think that Cena will walk out as WWE Undisputed Champion, or will CM Punk win the belt at Night of Champions? Comment down on my YouTube channel your prediction for all the matches, of course, at Night of Champions. And that's all I've got to say right now on the video. Peace out, and thank you for watching.